Good morning all. So today, the live session for CET, we are discussing educational psychology as part of a teaching aptitude. So first we understand what is educational psychology. Educational psychology is the application of psychological theories and principles into education. So it's a interdisciplinary, it's a applied science. So in B.Ed, we are taking many theories from different sciences such as psychology and sociology. So here we are discussing about the educational sociology. Many theories are taken from the, especially learning theories are developed by the various psychologists. So after understanding these theories, we know what is the application part, and we can understand the positive attitude towards teaching. So when we solve these problems, we will discuss the objective questions. From that, you will be able to understand what are the positive attitudes in you regarding the teaching. So I'm just scrolling. So you can also participate in this. So I will be focusing on mainly the important questions. So first question, educational psychology should provide prospective teachers with option A, validated procedure to use their teaching skill. B, rules of thumbs to deal with everyday classroom situation. C, research procedures by means of which current teaching procedure can be evaluated. And option D, principles, insight, and attitudes as points of departures for effective teaching. So you can answer for that if anybody.
So it's option D. D option, principal, insights, and attitudes as points of departure for effective teaching.
Yes, correct answer. D. So from this, we have to understand that education, I already told that we are talking about the education psychology regarding the theories, principles. So here, the option D is talking about the principles, insight, attitudes. Also, we are checking the teaching aptitude by taking these theories. So by understanding the learning theories, we know what are the teaching aptitude in you. Okay, and you can improve that also. If you have the scarcity of any attitude, you can improve that attitude by learning the educational psychology. So that is why it is included as one of the perspective, one of the foundation purpose in education. Second question, the emphasis upon psychology in bracket, the science of human behavior in teacher education is best justified on the basis of the need. Option A, to understand human behavior. Option B, to prevent abnormal behavior on the part of children. C, to define what constitutes acceptable behavior. And option D, to promote intelligent behavior on the part of children. Answer?
A.
A is the answer.
To understanding human behavior.
Yes. So here the psychology is as a pure science. It's all about the human behavior. Psychology is have a different definition. It's the study of human behavior. Ultimately, it also studies the human mind, human consciousness, and human cognitive studies also. So there are different approaches. We'll go in that also in deeply. So major two approaches are behaviorist approach and cognitive approach. So this question is on the basis of behaviorism. According to that, it's the study of human behavior. So if you're taking other option, you see that something are related to clinical psychology and the and the student problems mean abnormal behavior. We are not talking about the abnormal behavior. We are normal children. Regarding that, we are discussing. So it's a human behavior. Next question: to arrange the following steps of teaching process in order. So there are different orders are given. In option A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B. So you go through what is the one relating to the present knowledge with the previous knowledge. 2, evaluation. 3, reteaching. 4, formulating objectives. 5, presentation of material. So you have to just scroll for finding the other options.
Sir, it's 4, 1, 5, 2, 3.
So from this, which one is the
4, 1, 5, 2,
first step? 4 is the first one. First, we have to
Fourth one,
formulating
objective.
objectives. So the D is the answer. So the order is like that. First, we formulate objectives. Then 1, mean relating the previous knowledge. Then 5, presentation of material. After that, 2, what is 2? Evaluation. And finally, the 3, reteaching. If required, then there will be a reteaching. Question number 4, micro teaching is useful to the students of junior class, primary, 10+2 and higher classes. Sorry, higher classes and primary classes.
Higher classes.
So higher classes and
So higher
primary
classes
classes
and
both.
primary classes.
Yes.
D.
So micro teaching is one kind of practice teaching. Also, it's check each and every skill of the teaching. So teaching is not a single skill. It required many skill. It's a combination of different skills, starting from the questioning, induction, questioning skill, communication skill, and discussion skill. Different skills are there. Demonstration, concluding, evaluation. So all the skill will be taught one by one. It will help for the teacher training also. Okay, and also it will be a micro level teaching that will help the students also in learning. Yes.
Sir, we have already solved these questions.
Acha, you solved this.
Sir, this is in
Yes, sir,
Aryan
we have
guide.
आप लोग लाइव क्लास में मिला या ऐसे क्लास में?
This is
sir,
given in
from the
Aryan
book
guide,
itself.
sir.
Okay. So we can have some discussion about this. Okay, I have included some part of that also. That will help to identify various theories also. I will also include it in this class. Okay. So then I will not go one by one. I will be giving the important things, because some of them I found that it is not too much relevant. Suppose I am skipping the 5th question, because some questions are there is a possibility of multiple answers. And the 6th question, what is the answer?
Sir, B.
Studying the classroom problem is a
B part.
field experience.
Field experiment.
Experiment. Okay.
So field study.
Yes. Then this question is important. 7th. Education psychology helps to teacher in which of the following? All the above. So all the points are important. If you read now, you will be understand. Okay, this is my mind is agree with the statement. So it means then you already have that kind of teaching aptitude in you. If somebody missing, you can improve that by doing this practice. So he or she can motivate the learners for learning. So a good teacher is always a good motivator. He studies, you can add she also there. He or she studies the personality of the learners and then plans his way of reaction. So student personality, learner's personality also should be understand. He can modify his teaching in accordance with the individual differences. So every student is not equal. Every student is unique. Differences are there. So teacher should understand the differences and then teach. Don't consider all the students in an equal manner. So it will be difficult. So there will be a different on the basis of intellectual level, social background. So teachers should understand that differences. Okay. And then eighth question is not, you can read that, Pestalozzi. So he is one of the philosopher. He contributed that he told that inherent ability of the child is more important, or intellectual ability. Okay, so he's the first philosopher used psychology in teaching. Ninth question is also very important. Suppose you know some students are applied for special ed also, na? I hope some of them you are aspirants for special ed. So in Kelia, this question is more relevant. So which of the following is specialized branch of educational psychology? So what is the answer?
Special education.
Special education.
Special education. So special education is a branch of educational psychology. Okay. So it also studied about the psychology, especially the need of the children who need a special care, special attention. So that question is very important. And the 10th question is a very basic question. The first psychologist who systematically studied behavior. Which psychologist?
J.B. Watson.
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 Who?
J.B. Watson.
But yes, in this level now I will give some presentation here, so it will be easy for me. So wait for a minute, just let me to open another presentation. I'm just skipping this one and I will show another presentation. Can you see the new presentation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is some basic things regarding psychology. So let me to enlarge this one. Okay. So you can see the different learning approaches in learning. Learning approaches. So basically we divided two approaches. One is a behaviorist, another one is cognitivist. Okay. Is it clear? Is it visible? I'm audible to you?
Yes, sir.
So behaviorism is talking about it is, they defined psychology as the study of behavior. So for them, psychology is the study of human behavior. But for the cognitives, they are more important on related to the human mind, human thinking. So here the psychologists are divided in two categories. So in preliminary stage, psychologists were believed that psychology is a study of human soul, because the term itself shows that psycho means soul. It's a study of human soul. Then it became the study of mind. It was the study of human consciousness. And finally, the behavior is called as a psychology is the study of behavior. So they define even the learning also. Learning is the behavioral change. Okay. Learning is behavioral change according to the behaviorist psychologist. And the other psychological group school is called as a cognitivist. According to them, its more importance is a thinking process. So what we think. So here you can see the major psychology, how the behaviorism came. Before the behaviorism, you can see the psychologist was divided in a functionalism and structuralism. So in first slide, you can see William James, an American psychologist, and William Wundt, a European psychologist, a German. So these two psychologists was leading. So structuralism, functionalism was more given important to the evolutionary psychology. That time evolutionary theory was dominant. So psychologists also interested in that evolutionary theory. So through the they believed that human can be changed. Human behavior can be changed. They made psychology want to make as a science discipline. Then you can see another group of psychologists called structuralism. The leading psychologist's name is William Wundt. He started a laboratory for psychology. So you can note these dates and names. So evolutionary psychology is related to William James, and he is also one of the functionalists. And William Wundt is the structuralist. He started a laboratory in 1879. So these are the information. Then you can see the J.B. Watson here. So the question was about the first psychologist who systematically studied the behavior. So behaviorism started by Watson only. He defined psychology as the science of behavior. So this was a famous definition given by the Watson. So he is considered as the one of the famous behaviorists. And after that, you can see the contributor to the behaviorism, Ivan Pavlov. His theory is called as a classical conditioning. He is also one of the behaviorist psychology. Yes, any questions?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So, the theories that they have given, will the questions will come related to those theories or not?
Yes, you can, for the understanding these basic things now, it will help to remember these names. Okay.
Yes, sir. I have seen many questions related to theories that came into the last paper.
Yes, yes. So you should understand kiska theory hai, what are the important learning theories. Here I am giving the major learning approaches and theories. So in the heading, I have given two approaches. So you remember that behaviorist approach and another one is a cognitivist approach. So if the question is about learning approach, behaviorist and cognitivist. So behaviorist approach के अंदर अलग-अलग theories हैं, different theories you can see. Cognitives के अंदर भी you can see different theories. Okay. So behaviorism started by Watson only. So he did not made a specific theory, but they done the experiment on animals, not in human. So Ivan Pavlov done an experiment in which animal? If anybody have any idea? He started the experiment. Huh? Pavlov, dog. He done an experiment on dog, and his theory is called as a classical conditioning in 1897. Okay. And another experiment, he was a Russian. Another psychologist, Edward Thorndike, he's from America, USA. He done a another experiment. His theory is called, what is the name of his theory? Anybody have any idea?
Trial and error theory?
No, it's a connectionism. Okay. His theory is called as a connectionism. If you are interested, I will give elaboration of these theories, but I'm just now giving the what are the basic, what is the name of their theory, who is the contributor. If we get more time, we will explain theories one by one. Trial and error method also called, otherwise it is called as a connectionism. So he is telling learning is a associate, it's a connection. And the one of the another most important person in behaviorism is B.F. Skinner. His theory is called as a operant conditioning. He is one of the radical behaviorists. His theory came later. Thorndike done experiment in which animal?
Cat.
Cat. B.F. Skinner?
Rat.
Rat, and one more, parrot also.
Pigeon.
Pigeon also. So his theory is a little bit different from the previous two theories, because Skinner told that reward and punishment is more important. So if you give the students any reward, any gift, so student will be more learning. And if you punish them, that will also make an effect on their learning. Okay, so sometimes teachers are doing this punishment and reward on the basis of B.S. Skinner's theory. So these are the major contribution to the behaviorism. But punishment is nowadays, is it promotable?
No,
Is
sir.
it required, punishment?
No, sir.
But sometimes if necessary only is the last resort. Otherwise, so the behaviorism was the one time the dominant psychological group, but later the another group of psychologists called as a cognitivist came. Okay. So cognitivism start from which philosopher? Sorry, which psychologist? Any guess?
William Wood.
Jean Piaget.
Piaget. Very good. Very good. answer.
Piaget.
Yes. So behaviorism started by Watson. Same way. It's a American school. If you tell behaviorism is dominant by the American. So in the same way in Germany, cognitivism started. Cognitivism पहले एक और स्कूल भी शुरू किया है in Germany, that is called as a Gestalt school. Okay. So they also have some kind of similarity. So they believe that through the some kind of giving some patterns or insight learning. One of the famous Gestalt. Who are the Gestalt psychologists? Can you name? 3 people are famous.
So Max Wertheimer, Wolfgang Kohler, and Kurt Kufka.
Yes, Kohler and Kafka. So Kohler is the one of the important psychologists among the Gestalt. He given a theory. What is the theory by the Kohler? By Kohler, insight learning. Okay, learning by insight. So they believe that learning is more mental activity rather than the behavioral change. Okay, behaviorists are believed that the teacher will make influence changes in the behavior of the child, but cognitivists believe that no, external influence is more important. The internal capacity or the inherent quality of a child is more important. The intelligence, that kind of things are more important. Okay, so for the behaviorist, motivation is more important, but for the behaviorist, intelligence is more important. The internal factor is more important. Yes. Then the Jean Piaget is the first cognitivist in the theory. What is the theory contributed by the Piaget? It is there in your screen.
Constructivism.
Yes, he started with the cognitive development theory in 1936. Then he from that only the cognitivism came. Okay, so cognitivism is related to the thinking, mind, and it's also related to the knowledge development through the mental process. So here the external influence is very less, and he's also developed a theory, constructivism, in 1972. It called learning is knowledge is a construction. So it's not a transforming. So behaviorists believe that knowledge are transforming one person to another. The adult are influencing, the teacher is giving the knowledge. But constructivists believe, or the cognitive believes, that knowledge is constructed. The student constructs the knowledge. Okay, for creating the knowledge. And another cognitive is Lev Vygotsky. He's a Russian. His theory is called as a social constructivism. So social constructivism and cognitive constructivism is different. Piaget told that the student intelligence is more important, student contribution is more important. But Vygotsky identified that not only the students, the social environment is also important. Okay, so he put a theory that social constructivism, and he given an idea called as a zone of proximal development. आप लोग सुना है वाला word?
ZPD.
Yes, zone of proximal development की मतलब है, so the student can learn something alone, but with the help of a teacher, they can do something better. Okay, इसलिए आप लोग भी इसी में ही आए हैं ना, जो ट्रेनिंग के लिए. You can prepare yourself, but if you come for a attending a class, you can perform better. So that is the idea given by the Vygotsky. So if student also can learn self-learning, but there is a limit. So if a teacher support is there, then the learning will happen. Even though it's a learning, knowledge construction will be better. So I hope इतना clear है.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So the meeting may end any time.
So can you please share some study material related to this?
Yes, I will share. If you have any doubts, whatever we discuss, you can now. So can we move a little bit? So the 11th question, what is the answer? Question number 11.
A.
Okay. So the least important in a teaching. So हमने बताया है behaviorists believe that reward and punishment is important, but आजकल की philosophy is not behaviorism. We are more cognitive. We are following the cognitivist idea. So punishment is the last option. Okay. For a teacher, punishment is the last option. And then question number 12 is also important question.
Option D.
Option D.
The option.
Yes. So teacher का best quality है ये, one who communicates his ideas precisely and clearly. So if the teacher is hardworking, is not the best quality. Not be a gentle teacher. That is also good qualities. Agree. Affectionate teacher should be affectionate, but the best quality of a teacher is a D. One who communicates his ideas. So teacher के अंदर जो idea है वो properly communicate करने के लिए the way of communication is more important. Okay. And 13th question is also important. What is the answer for that? Okay, अगर classroom में कम students है, so what the teacher has to do? So teacher should ask the directly, don't complain to the parents. That is not a good idea. Okay. So first to take the action, ask the students what was the reason for absent in class, and then only go for other steps. And directly don't complain to the head of the institute. Don't go to the complaint parents. That are the another step. First ask the student what was the reason. Then only you go to the next step. 13th. What is the answer? Sorry, उसका मैंने बताया ना. So 14th. Question number 14. And then question number 15. So this question is all about the all-round development. So इसके लिए क्या चाहिए? Which activity is more important for all-round development? Sports. Okay. Because education is not only the mental development, it's also include physical development of the child also. So if we include some sports activity, then only it will be all-round development. So health is also important. In healthy body, only the health mind will happen. So for the body fitness, we need a physical exercise and sports activities. Question number 16. The answer is D. If a student do not understand the lesson, what teacher has to do? Get the answer to question. Then come to the question number 17. Mother tongue is also very important. So there are different steps to promote mother tongue. Then 18 also, all the above is the answer. And the 19th question is very important. While you're taking a period, a student asks you a question. Student asking question, but teacher don't know the answer. What kind of steps you should take? So don't be polite and tell that, okay, you can refer that answer and tell the next class. So don't go other options. Okay. So teacher should be, because a teacher is not mean that every knowledge a teacher. So no person don't have every knowledge. So if a student asks any difficult question or the teacher don't know, so take your time and refer and come give the answer later. Question number 20. Ethical value is very important because the teaching profession is related to ethics also. I think after 1 minute, the meeting will end. And also question number 20, answer is B. 21, answer C. What is the question? How will you develop social spirit? By giving them social works. Okay. So for social development, so some social activity should be included. Yes. So I'm stopping here. So in next class, we will continue with other topics. So what topic you want to discuss? You already done this wala portion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And what do you required? If you have any suggestion, then I will come with